So today is November 16th, 2020. We got up bright and early, ready to go campaign at some bus yards now that the ballots are out for our union election. And so we drove out to the STA yard, that's Student Transportation of America, on 103rd Street here in Jacksonville. We pulled up, we set up our table, had our literature and flyers ready to go, ready to talk to people about the campaign. And we immediately realized that something wasn't right.
When we first got there and were setting up, someone came up to us and pulled up to our table and tried to hand me a ballot that was unopened, or it was unsealed, it had already been opened, and was like, "Hey, can you give this to David?" Which I assume is David Pena Cruz, a steward at the 103rd bus yard.
It happened several times, including, some folks who spoke English as a second language and were very confused about the whole process and insisted that they were supposed to give us these unsealed ballots, to which we explained time and time again, no, you mail them from home. Then, to our great surprise, we saw a woman drive up in a black Chevy Tahoe. It looked like it was from the early 2000s, and the license plate was M369TP. But anyways, this woman drove up in a black Chevy Tahoe, drove up to the company mailbox and emptied out the company mailbox. Now, we saw this, and she had a huge armful of mail. There were a couple of blue Teamster ballots in the mail. She was dropping some of it on the ground because there was just so much she had to carry. She then put this mail in her black Chevy Tahoe and drove off with it.
Given that people were trying to hand us unsealed ballots and that there were unsealed ballots in her hand, that they were taking those ballots off site and then filling them out 4 or 5-12 Proven Slate in order to commit what I would assume and think would be mail fraud. Yes, she then returned and then parked alongside Kim Harrison, who was a steward at the Street bus yards, and also the sister of Rebecca Cardona, business agent of Local 512, and sat with her for quite a bit of time, even while members were coming in and filling out ballots with Kim. Yes, we saw management in golf carts ferrying and escorting members over to Kim or David and having them instruct them on how to vote and to put them in the company mailbox at the head of the property. They're instructing them how to vote for their slate, and then in some instances, either management or themselves were standing over their shoulders as they voted, pointing at the right-hand side of the ballot and then pointing at the mailbox.
I would say around 50 people pulled up and voted in this manner. Most folks drove up in their cars, parked their cars in this little parking lot, and then proceeded to go over to David or go over to Kim. Almost all of them had, all their materials in hand, kind of open, with the blue forms that we're casting our actual votes on. Many times they had to request pens from either David or Kim to fill out the ballots while they were being watched by David and Kim. And in some cases, we even saw some managers driving around on a golf cart and shuttling some people up to this quote-unquote voting party that seemed to be going on at 103rd, and then sitting in the golf carts with the members while the members filled out these ballots. I mean, the whole thing was just ridiculous. That's the manager helping people fill out ballots. 103rd STA.
And it was quite the voting party because they even had music and snacks.
And it didn't surprise me today when one member, who I asked, how did you hear about this going on, this voter party? I mean, how did you hear that you were supposed to bring your ballot to work, which they had in their hand, and give it to either David or Kim? And they said that somebody had been speaking over the radio on the buses, on the company radio, on the company buses, telling people to do so. That's how they heard about it.